Hey guys, tonight I want to ask you a question. Have you guys ever tried talking to people and you just don't know how to explain it? Like, say you have an idea that you can totally contribute to a group discussion, but you're worried that it might not. Like, you just can't even finish it. Okay. Have you ever had an idea, or a thought, or a feeling that you absolutely needed to get out there, but you didn't know how to word it, or phrase it, or explain it properly? Or you were worried about how people would react to you saying something stupid, even though you meant something really meaningful? That's my life. And guess what? I cannot tell stories. I cannot express my feelings. I cannot talk to people. I cannot make new friends, as well as the majority of you in this room. Okay, let's just make it clear. I have friends, okay? It's just, okay, great. Say I'm out with a group of friends, right? And they're all having a good time, they're all chatting, they're all conversing, and that's me. And I haven't said anything all night. I haven't said anything because I'm either A, overthinking about a completely unrelated issue, or B, overthinking about how people would react to me saying something potentially dumb. It's all because of this awkward, weird personality that I felt judged or labeled as that guy. You know, that awkward, quiet guy who, even though I have been constantly talking throughout the entire night, I am an introvert. And as introverts, we find it really tough to explain ourselves verbally without feeling incredibly embarrassed or incredibly shy. We usually feel like we're being judged based on our difficulty to articulate words in a clear and enunciated way. Now, I want you guys to do me a favor, and I want you guys to make a mental note on how many times I mess up, how many times I mumble something, how many times I stumble on my lines, how many times I talk too fast or talk too slowly, how many times I talk too quietly or talk too loudly, or because I'm screaming, because I'm having a mental breakdown right now. Let's do that. Now, based on the fact that introverts have difficulty in articulating their words, introverts shouldn't have to feel judged based on that difficulty and based on that hindrance, based on those personality types that affect them and affect their communication. Now, I'm working with the Briggs-Meyer kind of personality labels, so, yeah. But I'm not one for labeling individuals. In fact, that's basically discrimination. But every personality quiz I've taken has seemed to give me the consistent and accurate result of INFP, which I will get to in a second. So I'm going to make an exception for these kind of personality quizzes because they also give me a little paragraph that kind of creepily, accurately describes the way I actually feel. So but this is how it works. The first and third words are the primary mode of living. Second and fourth words are the secondary. I'll explain those in a second. Now, the difference between those two, those with an E and those with an I, obviously E means extrovert, you can spell, and I is introvert if you can spell. But the difference between the two personality types can best be described through an analogy my US history teacher made one day. People's social abilities are like fuel for cars. Obviously, cars run out of fuel occasionally. So the way an introvert would refuel their social tank would be to spend it either alone or with, at most, one other person that they are very, very, very close to. That's so they can reflect upon their feelings by themselves, so they have their little personal space, while an extrovert would go out with friends and channel their feelings and emotions through social interaction. Now, for an INFP like me, and very, very few of you in this audience, I'm assuming, the primary mode of living is introverted and feeling, I and F. Basically, the way we live is we self-reflect. We take things in based on feeling and the way that they could possibly fit into our personal set of values. Now, our secondary mode of living is extroverted intuition. It's kind of weird because it's the word extroverted, but I'm an introvert, but I didn't make the system up, but some weird thing did. Now, the secondary mode is external, where we take things in based on our intuition. Now, for those of you who know me well, and for those of you who actually don't even have to know me well, you know that I'm in love with this character that just disappeared in like half a second. I'm in love with the character of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Now, people think I'm obsessed with the idea of swinging through and saving people and being a hero, which is cool, but what I'm really obsessed with is his core personality. Peter Parker can't talk to girls. Peter Parker barely has any friends. He's also a very, very solitary character. Now, the thing is, I can relate to him on a personal level because Marvel has confirmed him as an INFP, like me, like very few of you in this audience. We both take things in based on feeling and based on how they fit into our personal set of morals and values. He's always that awkward social outcast, both in high school and in college life. And we both share, as INFPs, a similar goal to find out our meaning in life. What is our purpose? How do we best serve humanity? Unfortunately, with that really noble goal, we have flaws. As INFPs, we don't like dealing with hard facts and logic. Our focus on feelings and human conditions make us really tough to handle when dealing with a personal judgment. It's not uncommon for INFPs to spout random fact after fact, usually inaccurate fact, in an emotional outburst when they're under stress to win an argument. Which leads me to my next point. How do we speak differently than most people? I want to quote a friend of mine who is the same personality type as me. As an introvert, I feel less comfortable speaking around others and sharing my opinions. But sometimes, I really do want to express myself. However, when I do that, I always overthink, and it causes me to stutter and choke up when I try to express myself. And it ends up being a mixture of words close to gibberish, because I worry about what to say in front of others. I feel ya. It's not a matter of political correctness, as much as it is just not knowing how to phrase something or word something without sounding dumb. According to personalitypage.com, INFPs tend to feel very socially awkward, very uncomfortable when asked to express something verbally. So, what are extroverts supposed to do about this? What are people who can verbally articulate and enunciate their words, those who can express themselves in a concise manner, supposed to do to make us feel less uncomfortable, less awkward, less afraid to share our opinions, less afraid to express our feelings? It's surprisingly simple. Just let us talk, let us explain, help us feel comfortable and chill out. Don't start talking until we're finished talking. You know what? Don't start talking until we're finished explaining what we're trying to mean. Introverts shouldn't have to be in an environment where they feel like they're being pressured to say something or explain something that they don't want to, because nobody should generally. Nobody should ever be put on the spot like that in their lives. But unfortunately, the sad truth is, we are all put on the spot in our lives. It's just that some of us need more help talking our way out of that spot than others. And it's up to you guys to make us feel more comfortable in doing the talking. Thank you, and have a good night.